In this video, I'm going to show you how our PPT Elite Football program hacks the college football recruiting calendar to strategically position our athletes to earn scholarships. If you're an elite high school football player looking to maximize your recruiting exposure, this video is for you. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jordan Pugh, and I'm the founder and head coach of PPT Elite Football. I'm a retired NFL player and a two-time Athlete of the Year at Texas A&M who has helped 50+ athletes in less than 3 years earn college scholarships through our hybrid football program, PPT Elite. Now, by the end of this video, I'll help you understand the future of high school football recruiting, and you'll know how we strategically hack the recruiting calendar to position our athletes to earn scholarships. So make sure you stay around. Now, in the past, you've more than likely tried different avenues to gain exposure, like 7-on-7 teams, 5v5 lineman teams, and different showcase camps. You probably tried different recruiting services such as NCSA and others. You probably tried the next guru social media trainer just to find out he's not knowledgeable or connected enough to help you develop. You see, this didn't work because 7-on-7 teams, 5v5 teams, and showcase camps are good for what they're built for, reps, but don't offer unique recruiting value to college coaches. Recruiting services are a waste of your money because college programs don't view or even open emails sent by the services. All trainers aren't created equal as well. Most of you haven't done any research on the background of the trainer and realize that their football resume is lackluster, but most importantly, they are not teachers of the game. Now, to add more validation to these points, I've included a video below from my Coach's Corner podcast. I talked with the director of recruiting, Todd Bradford of Oklahoma State, about recruiting services and how they are perceived by coaches. Check it out.
Of the role from the recruiting side is what are the biggest misconceptions when it comes to the recruiting process, right? So I always get parents all the time, man, should I be doing this? Should I have this recruiting service there? What do I need to go to camps? Who do I need to listen to? What do the parents need to do? So what are those misconceptions and what is the right path for the parents and for the athlete?
Yeah, great question. I think the biggest misconception is that you can hire someone to get you recruited. That is not the emails that we get from recruiting services, we delete. They don't even get opened.
You just made a lot of people mad, Coach.
Well,
you just made a lot of people mad. Yep.
You're a good enough player to play at Oklahoma State. We're going to find you. I have 9 or 10 recruiting analysts. That's all they do all day is look at film. And so if you're good enough to play at Oklahoma State, we'll find you. And so I would say that's the number one thing. You don't even buy, back in the day, we bought database names, from Collegiate Sports Data and some of those kinds of places. We don't buy those anymore. We're just looking at guys on film. That's how we're deciding where guys are.
See, so understanding some of the possible mistakes you may have made in the past, you first need to understand how recruiting directors like Todd Bradford of Oklahoma State view recruiting services and other models as such. So now you're probably wondering, well, what's the secret to recruiting? How do I give myself the best chance to get offered? Well, the first question you need to ask yourself is, what is the future of football and how does this affect high school recruiting? See, the first thing is the college football model now resembles the professional model. The second thing is the transfer portal in college football has created a free agency model equal to the NFL. The third thing is the NIL has created a payment structure for athletes that require obligations to be met, just like the NFL model. And number 4, these changes have led to more of an NFL structure with general managers now entering the college space and adding a structure of acquiring talent has been put in place to manage these new changes. In the video below from my Coach's Corner podcast, this quick clip of a conversation I have with Devontae Cross, a current college football coach, talks about how he would structure his college football program in today's landscape. Check it out.
New world. How would you go about changing it?
So how I think about it, man, we got to just call it spade a spade. This is professional sports.
Right. Straight up.
There needs to be contracts. There needs to be incentives. There needs to be measurements hit, just like the league, man. Like, look, you got to be between 205 and 220. You losing your money. Your money's
there you go.
That's all it needs to be. Is that there just need to be in these contracts. There need to be like, okay, stats wise. Okay, if you want X amount of money, like, look, we're gonna guarantee you whatever amount, but we need, I don't know, by the end of the year, QB, we need 2,500 passing yards, and we need at least 18 plus touchdowns. for you to get this bonus. I think
Right.
that's how it should work because that model's already been proven. We know exactly what it looks like, and we don't have to guess.
Right.
And another thing that I believe is very important that some schools are doing, a lot of schools are doing now, like I think a GM is super important now.
Wow.
You need that because at the end of the day, I think you want to keep the business aspect and the coaches separate.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that can be a friction point that's not necessary. If the school
Right.
has the means, if the school, university, whatever, has the means to hire a GM that can hire the contracts, that can his main focus is contracts, anything business related, NIL related, and you can just push that to that office. That's great because the coaches have enough things to deal with, and the coaches, I don't think it's in the coaches' benefit to know
Right.
how much money a player's making.
So you're probably wondering, that's great information, but how does this affect me in my high school recruitment? Well, the first thing is this. The transfer portal or free agency now limits the number of scholarships offered to high school athletes. You have to know that 25 scholarships are allotted for a recruiting class, and now more than ever, 60 to 70% of the recruiting class is now made up of transfer players from other colleges or graduate transfers from other schools, leaving only 5 to 10 scholarships available for high school players. So the high school player has to be ready to play as a freshman in order to earn the right to get a scholarship. There's also been a new rule by the NCAA stating that colleges have to reduce their rosters to 105 players by April of 2025. The normal roster for schools is anywhere between 155 to 185 players. With this rule coming into effect, this now limits the total number of roster spots for players overall, making it even more critical for college coaches to find talent that can contribute immediately, which is why the transfer players are more valuable in their eyes than the high school athlete. Check out this quick video from our Coach's Corner podcast describing again how high school players are being devalued.
I honestly, like just as a person, not even as a coach, as someone who enjoys college football, someone who understands.
Yeah.
High school kids right now are in the blender.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, like because it's like I'm thinking about my teammates. They were 2, 3 stars. Juan Thornhill, he plays for the Browns now. He played for the Chiefs. He was a second-round pick. He was a 2-star out of.
And dudes too, just because of the rating. Yep.
He would probably UVA, no way. He would probably
Right.
be pushed to G5 or FCS or
That's
just
nuts.
Euchre route.
That's crazy.
It's like
So-
you're gonna miss out on some gems because you also got to look at it from this perspective with the portal and rosters are flipping quick.
Yep.
It's like, okay, do we bring in a development player? Because let's be honest, most high school kids are going to be developmental.
Yes, exactly.
Or do we go get a 3-year starter already, 4-year, 5-year starter? I'm a new head coach. I'm a new defensive coordinator.
hmm
I got to make my mark.
Yep.
I don't have time for this high school kid to develop. And to me, that's honestly kind of sad.
See, so now you're probably asking yourself, how do I get recruited? How do I stand out? And what's the best way to maximize exposure for myself? And this is where our college football hack comes in. So check it out. You're probably wondering, how does this program hack the college recruiting calendar? Well, the first thing we do is this. We understand when the real high school football season takes place, which is January through June of the calendar year. We utilize this by identifying key dates within this time frame to put our athletes in front of college coaches, which includes school visits, one-on-one player interviews, and more. The second thing is we mastered the camp model for our players. Through our network of college coaches, we've discovered the best way to optimize college camp season, utilizing our 3x3 camp model for our athletes over the summer to best position themselves for exposure. And the third thing is the most important hack we have is that we play real football during the spring recruiting window for college coaches to evaluate our players. This is important because the recruiting cycle for athletes has been expedited. This means the timeline has moved up for high school recruits. So showcasing your talents against other Division I level prospects helps expedite the recruiting process for coaches while they're currently in their off season to be able to evaluate you correctly. So now, if you're like me, you're probably like, man, this is the program that I've been looking for. But let's get down to nitty gritty. Has this helped players get scholarships? The answer is yes. In the 2 seasons that we've executed our hybrid program, 6 athletes have received scholarship offers to play at the next level. Now, not only that, but a total of 50 players in 3 years have earned scholarships through our developmental program. So with the knowledge that we have through our coaching network, through the years of experience that we've collected by placing our athletes in school, and the 2 years since the inception of our hybrid program, we have optimized the pathway of success for our players. And we have hacked the college recruiting calendar for our athletes to position themselves for the best opportunity to receive scholarship offers. So if you're an elite high school football player looking to maximize your recruiting exposure, tired of trying to figure out this process on your own, and you're looking for the pathway to scholarships, then you come to the right place. Our proven system and hack has changed the game for over 50 college athletes. Click the link below to set up a call with us so we can learn more about your situation and find out if you're the right fit for the program. Take a moment to watch this quick video of some of our former players and parents that we've had in our program talk about their experience and how we help bridge the gap between exposure and scholarships for them. See y'all on the next video.
I know for a fact, listen to him and taking notes and not taking anything personal at all, I'm going to be successful as well. And I'm going to get to where he was and be even more successful. So
there are many different ways to do this. And I feel like PPT provides an opportunity of not only exposure, but good coaching, good guidance, and high level coaching. I think that's what a lot of kids going into high school, I see just as a parent, a lot of these kids skills could be are just kind of mediocre, but when you work with people who have been there and have played high level football, it translates back into the youth.
Like, he saw in my eyes that I could do it, so he pushed me to like my limits, and like without that, like I really don't think that I could get to where I am. Like, from going from sophomore to junior year, that was probably the biggest improvement that I saw in like my career and everything like that. And like, I really just can't describe like what he's done for me.
If you're looking for any kind of 7-on-7 opportunity, there's a lot of things out there, a lot of flashy things out there, but Jordan is a college football player for Texas A&M. He knows the game. He played in the NFL. He's a guy that is in it for the right reason.